What is up, you guys? My name is Madison. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. Today's video is going to be kind of like an updated like books I brought with me to college video, except I'm not in college, obviously. But also I want to kind of have a way to track my goal of making it where all of the books on my shelf I've read. So I have two bookshelves. I have one at my apartment where I live, and then I have one back home at my parents' house. And the one back home at my parents' house is like, there's like 500 books there, right? Like, I'm obviously not gonna be able to read all of those books. But the ones here, I think I'm gonna have a decent amount, I'd say. But definitely an achievable, like I can read them all kind of shelf. So I want to go through and I want to calculate how many books I've read versus I haven't read. I do know, however, that I've read more than I haven't, which is very exciting. And then I'm in the middle of 2 books as well, and I'm actually gonna start with those. And then I'll show you my shelf. And the only reason why I'm saying I'll show you my shelf is because I keep the books that I'm like currently reading elsewhere. So the first book that I'm in the middle of is The School for Good and Evil by Suman Shinani. This was originally like my palette cleanser book. Like if I was like in the middle of like a super hard book that was like super sad or scary or whatever, like I would pick this book up. And then it started to get interesting and I was like, oh my gosh, this is interesting. I don't want to put this book down. So I didn't, and I really hope to finish it tonight actually, because I'm over halfway done. Like, okay, yeah, I'm over halfway done. So there's 488 pages and I'm on page 305, so it's only about 180 pages left, which is achievable for me. I really hope to finish this tonight. I do have like a work thing later, but that's all I have going tonight, and it's only 6 p.m. so we'll see. I'm also in the middle of Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov. I am not even halfway. Not even. I'm annotating this book. I read it like a little bit at a time just because like this is a very hard book for me to digest, especially since I'm annotating it, so I'm looking at everything like at a deeper meaning and a deeper level. But I also want to finish this, well, not finish this, but like get to like halfway, because it's only like a couple pages really. Like that's how much is left for until part 2, so I want to hopefully do that tonight as well, but this isn't a vlog, so yeah. So this is my bookshelf. It's right next to my desk. I keep it color coordinated, kind of. And then I have my 2 classics down there. So that's my shelf. A new angle. Welcome to my floor and welcome to my bookshelf. I'm gonna go kind of like by color. Well, actually I'm gonna tell you how many books I have, and then I'm gonna go by color, show you all the books that I have, and then whether I've read them or not. And if I have read them, I'd tell you if I recommend them or not. Okay, so in total I have 38 books. I'm gonna start at the shelf, kind of work my way down, going one by one. Said this is a new book. This is Priest by Sierra Simone, and I have not read this one. Next, I have The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. I have technically read this book, but it was a really long time ago, and I don't remember anything that happened, so I'm gonna count this as a no, even though I have read it. Next, I have The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. I have read this one. I do recommend this one. This is a great book, and I think that this is going to do wonders in both the psychology community and the literary community. Next, I have All Our Hidden Gifts by Caroline O'Donoghue. I've read the first chapter of this, but it's still a no. However, I'm very excited to read this. Next, I have the first and the last book, ironically, of the Lancaster Prep series by Monica Murphy. I have, in fact, read both of these, and I do recommend this entire series. However, look up trigger warnings for all the books. Next, I have Hunting and Haunting Adeline. I've read the first one, Haunting Adeline. I have not read the second one. Also, it does not need to be this big. Let's be for real. Next, I have Lightlark by Alex Astor. I have not read this book. However, I'm very excited to read it. Next, I have the Dixie Reapers Lynx Attilia by Harley Wilde. This is a local Memphis author. I have not read it yet, but I'm very excited to, and I really want to. This is a biker romance. Next, I have Coraline by Neil Gaiman. I have not read this yet. However, again, I'm very excited to, and I might make this a one sitting, put it in a reading vlog kind of thing. Next, I have The Mystery of Black Collar Lane by Julia Noble. I have not read this yet, but again, I'm very excited to. This is a middle grade fantasy. Next, I have Verity by Colleen Hoover. I have not read this one. I am not excited to read this, but I will do it just for the conversation. Next, I have The Haunting by Natasha Preston. I have read this one, and I did enjoy this one. However, if you don't like a lot of like pop culture references, I don't recommend this. It is a murder mystery. Next, I have Kingdom of Back by Marie Lu. I have not read this one, but this is on my May TBR, so hopefully I can get to it soon. Next is Radio Silence by Alice Oseman. I have not read this one, but again, it is on my May TBR, so hopefully I read it soon. Next, I have Lights Out by Nabessa Allen. I have read this one. I listened to the audiobook. Fantastic. I do recommend. However, again, look up trigger warnings. Also follow her on TikTok. She's really funny. Next, I have Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. I have read this one. I don't recommend it because it's Colleen Hoover. However, I didn't entirely hate it. I think I gave it like a 2.5 out of 5 stars. Going down to this next shelf. First, I have The Saturday Night Ghost Club by Craig Davidson. I highly recommend this book. Look up trigger warnings, but this was a 5 out of 5 star, and it's just a short story. It's kind of like a thriller, mystery thriller. Next, I have Stars and Smoke by Marie Lu. I did read this. I have read this. I cannot wait for the second book to come out. I love this. Next, I have We Are the Wildcats by Siobhan Vivian. I listened to the audiobook for this. Actually, I'm still technically in the middle of it, but I have 30 minutes of the audiobook left, so I think it counts as like finished. I have read this. I did enjoy it. It's very much a coming of age story. However, I would recommend looking up trigger warnings. It's a YA. I wouldn't say thriller. I don't really know what I consider this. It's just a YA story. Next, I have You've Reached Sam by Dustin Tao. I have read this one. Look up trigger warnings. I personally wanted more out of this. However, the writing style is very good. It just is not the kind of book that I enjoy. Next, I have Peter Pan. Always Forever. This is my favorite childhood book, and it's also my favorite childhood movie. I love this book so much. Next, I have Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Moniscalco. I listened to the audiobook for this. It was okay. Nothing spectacular. I don't understand the hype around it, TBH. Next, I have Once a Queen by Sarah Arthur. I have not read this one, but I think the cover is beautiful, and I hope to get to it soon. Next, I have The Champions by Cara Thomas. I have not read this one yet. I have read the first book. However, I do know that it's similar to We Are the Wildcats, so I'm very excited. Next, I have Bright Young Women by Jessica Knoll. I listened to the audiobook for this. That was not a good idea. It was so hard to follow with all the different timelines and like time skips and everything. However, I do remember enjoying listening to it. It's raining really hard outside. Next, I have Bunny by Mona Awad. I listened to the audiobook for this one as well. Look up trigger warnings, but I do recommend this book. I think it's really good. Next, I have Akatar. I have not read this. I am terrified to read this, but it's coming soon. Next, I have this beautiful copy of 1984 by George Orwell. I have read this book. This is my favorite book of all time. The gold sprayed edge. Oh. This was $16 and it was the best $16 of my entire life. Next, I have Dorothy Must Die by Danielle Page. I have not read this one. Super excited. I love anything Wizard of Oz. I love Wizard of Oz retellings. I literally have the Yellow Brick Road tattoo. Like, I'm so excited to read this. Next, I have the second book for The School of Good and Evil by Saman Chinani. Obviously, I have not read this. I have not finished the first one, but I'm so excited. Next, I have Love in the Time of Serial Killers by Alicia Thompson. I listened to the audiobook for this. It was cute. It was fun. Very summery, very refreshing versus all of the other books that I have. Next, I have It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I have read this one. Unfortunately, I did not like it. I do not recommend it. This one was awful, terrible. The movie was awful, terrible. The last two books I have are Dracula and Frankenstein. I have these beautiful Barnes & Noble's copies, and I have, in fact, read both of them. I feel like everyone's read them at some point, so... Anyway, that is all of my books. I'm going to go ahead and calculate everything. All the books, or both of the books that I'm in the middle of, or I guess 3 technically, but I'm going to count them as done anyway. I'm going to count them as done, just because I know that I will finish them. Probably some point in the near future. So, yeah. Also, it's May 21st, when I'm filming this. So, okay. So I have read 58% of my books, roughly. This includes all the books I'm currently in the middle of. But that is really good. That's over half. I'm really hoping that I can really complete it by the time I like get more books, feel the need to get more books, with the exception of this one. I don't know why I bought that one specifically. I think it really just caught my eye and I was like, I want that one. So yeah, anyway, that is all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe down below. All my social media will also be down below. And I'll see you next time, whenever that may be. Bye!